Let's talk about something that is called fortitude and why that is actually the single most powerful indicator if you are going to succeed and overcome your struggles. First, let's get back to the old way of how we thought that people get strong and how we actually overcome things, and that is grit. There's this really famous book by Angela Duckworth called Grit, and it basically explains how if you have the internal motivation and you just go with willpower and push through, you will beat everyone else and you will have this amazing career and you will overcome every obstacle. And I think like David Goggins is a really good example of grit. The problem with grit is that it doesn't really work for the masses. It doesn't really work for everyone. It's more towards these hero individuals. And for the longest time, I thought that, oh yeah, I just have to push through. I just have to go. And it's just, I'm not gritty enough. I don't have willpower enough. But then I stumbled upon a book called Fortitude. The point with the book was essentially to study how people overcome things and why some people seems to thrive even when the odds are against them. And in this book, there's a lot of different studies about trauma and external motivation, intrinsic motivation, and all these different things. But the end conclusion is rather surprising to me, because the strongest thing and the strongest indicator if you are gonna succeed and overcome your obstacles on a mass level is community. That's what fortitude means. It's actually when you feel a sense of belonging somewhere. There's even these crazy stories about the Second World War where people are basically every night afraid that somebody's gonna just bomb their house and they're just gonna die and their neighbors get bombed. But the crazy thing here is that when they were interviewed after the war, they said that they felt quite peaceful. They felt that they have a mission, they have a purpose, because they belong to the country. The whole country, this was in Britain, and the whole country felt like they came together. Everybody started helping each other. There was a really strong sense of community, and the people actually felt good. Some even said that the war was some of the best times in their life. And this might seem totally counterintuitive for a person who's never been in war, and it just seems like, wow, that's insane. How can that be? But the explanation is that when we feel a sense of belonging, when we have a communal identity, something that is bigger than just ourselves, and we all strive for the same thing, we become more powerful than we could be alone. And if you think about it, the army, schools, sports, nobody is really doing it alone. And even like single athletes, Olympic athletes, I just saw this amazing documentary about Simone Biles, like the greatest gymnast in the world and in history basically. And yeah, she does the things alone. She's this single athlete, but in the background there's so many people, there's so many teams and families and everybody who's supporting her and eventually pushing her to be that great. If you take away all the external people, all the coaches, all the family, all the fans, the support, she would not be able to do it. She wouldn't have been able to do it as far as she's taken it at the moment. So the point with this video is for you to realize that it's not always about how strong you are. It's more about how strong the community and the surrounding you have around you. And for me, when I think about my snowboarding career and all the things that I've done, I did a lot of tricks and I filmed a lot of things that I actually thought were impossible and they still seem kind of like insane, I did it because I had a crew. I had filmers, I had friends, I had supporters who were actually believing in me. And that belief and that mission we were on together actually made me do things that I thought that were impossible. Whatever you are trying to do, you need support. You need people around you if you want to make it easy. Because I made a video earlier that easy is right, and that's part of the game. You have to realize that if you want to be some kind of athlete, you need to go into that community. If you want to be a painter, you need friends and you need colleagues who are painters, because that way you push each other and you gather strength, and this phenomenon is just amazing. So that's what fortitude is. And this book by Bruce Daisley, it's really amazing, and it's basically unlocking the secrets of resilience and inner strength, because the fact is that we all do these things from an inner strength, but when we have support, our inner strength grows. And isn't that beautiful? And I think whatever you try to do, whatever thing you pursue, your dreams, your goals, if you start by finding people with similar dreams who are doing similar things, you will have it so much easier. You will learn so much faster. You will be so much more motivated. That's a thing that I can already tell about myself when I'm in this group coaching to become a certified conscious coach. It's amazing. I have people around me and I get to talk to people who are actually striving for the same thing, to help people awaken more, to become more self-aware, to actually find who they are and what they want to do and find their place in the society and the world. And it's amazing. There's only so much you can do if you only strive to do it alone. And I know, because I'm quite an introverted person, and sometimes I feel resistance to even talk to people and go out and do things with people. But when I do, the strength is immense. Even after coaching calls, just by helping someone else that I feel that we're on the same mission, we have this common goal of resolving some issues, it just awakens some power within. But I know times where I've tried to do everything alone and just pushed and pushed and pushed, and it just drained me. So whatever you do, find like-minded people, find a community, find support. That's gonna make it so much easier. And if you want to dive deeper into this topic, I highly suggest you read this book, Fortitude by Bruce Daisley. There's a lot of stories and there's a lot of insights that really stuck with me, and I think it's an undervalued book. It's not a bestseller and this popular book, but if you feel like you want to understand the power of community more, that's the book that will give you clarity. So just to sum up this video, fortitude is the way to go. Grit is, yeah, it's really important, but grit alone won't make it if you don't have the support around you. And this has been proven over and over again. So community, that's where we belong. It's same as nature. Nature can't survive without other parts of nature. If you isolate nature, just take trees. We are all a synergy. We are all interdependent. Humans, nature, everything. That's gonna be it for today's video. My name is Mitt, your future purpose. Here to guide you to a deeper sense of purpose. See you in a future video. Peace out.